Hello guys, how's it going? My name is Darren, and my spirit has been crushed. My soul is no more. I have got a little bit of a taste of what it feels like to play Dark Souls and fight some of the bosses in there. Except I would never put a candle next to Dark Souls when talking about World of Warcraft. With the patch 7.2 and with the Mage Tower complete, I don't know if it's like, I think it's region based, so I think on US we have the Mage Tower complete. Everybody's given a try for the challenge modes, and wow, I had no idea how much of a masochist I am. I just had no idea that that was even a part of me. But after playing this for a little bit, holy fucking cannoli. I just don't know what else to say. This is so goddamn difficult, but it's also so goddamn fun. The challenge mode itself is a single player scenario where you get a little bit of taste of that scenario at the very beginning of your, I guess, journey when you're unlocking your artifact weapon in terms of your research. And you get one of, I think, several events, and one of them is an Imp Mother event. You eventually meet this Rosie O'Donnell looking thing, and you have this event with Succubi, and a lot of specializations have had similar event. You have Fire Mages and Holy Death Knights, Fury Warriors, Outlaw Rogues, and Feral Druids. And I believe there might be one more class, but I'm missing it, unless I got everybody. But at the end of it all, you get to fight with the Imp Mother in the end, and you have this fight full of adds, full of AoE, full of cleave mechanic, full of boss shield disruption mechanic. Lots of healing is required for this, and you need to have your priorities straight on which adds go down. And you have to be able to pace yourself, pace your cooldowns, as well as make sure you're not filling up the room with a bunch of shit on the ground. If you've seen the yellow crab that's on the ground that looks like slime, apparently there's mobs that drop this, so they run up to you and they explode. You can either kill them or let them leave that slime on the floor, but then you gotta manage the floor space that you are given, because the more you stand in that stuff, the more it's gonna hurt. So you gotta use every capability for kiting altogether. Now this fight is very difficult for an Outlaw Rogue, because I feel like, actually, is it difficult for an Outlaw Rogue? I've seen an Outlaw Rogue already do this and beat this before. I've seen an Outlaw perform fairly well at this, but the guy was fully mythic outgeared. I am only a humble 896 or 7, depending on which trinkets I use, and I think I'm gonna stick with the AoE trinket mainly because when those AoE imps come out, when there's like 3 or 4 at a time, being able to cleave them down very quickly is definitely helpful. But I'm simply just not hitting hard enough. And after watching some of the other Outlaw Rogues do this, and watching them hit just hard enough where they're able to two-shot mobs, where I'm taking 3 or 4 or 5 globals in order just to kill some of the bigger mobs that are getting two-shot, then it just like makes me feel that maybe I'm just under-geared. Maybe I just shouldn't be doing this. Why am I still on this? I'm going back in the dungeon. I'm gonna die to the boss. I just died to the boss again. Why am I going back in? And holy crap, is this so much fun. This actually is a lot of fun and gives World of Warcraft a whole new meaning of non-casual content. This is actually very challenging content. And I feel like World of Warcraft has always been a game for the longest time, which has had this like strain downwards where it's like, oh, you bring in the LFR, we have the prune PvP, classes again simplified, this game is really easy, and then you step into this mess and you're like, wow, this is a whole nother story. So if you ever want some really challenging content for World of Warcraft, besides mythic rating and high-end PvP in terms of arenas, then I feel like this is something everybody should check out, no matter if you're a PvEer or PvPer. Another thing I noticed is some of the classes have it that much easier because the class and the scenario combination for them is apparently so good that they're literally able to one-shot these fights. Like for example, Woodwalkers, with the way that they're set up, if they get the absorb health trinket, or the trinket that puts an absorb on you as a legendary, their fight, their class mechanics, and that legendary make that fight so goddamn easy that as an Outlaw Rogue, it makes you think like, why can't I have this easy? Why can't I do this as well as he can? And then it's just like, so it seems like there's different gravity to the difficulty. And as far as I saw on the forums, the one that I'm playing on as an Outlaw Rogue, the Imp Mother event, might be the hardest, but I'm not 100% sure. But this is just a whole nother event, and I don't even know if I'll be able to do this with the item level that I have. I might just have to wait until the Tomb of Sergeris is released, and maybe we'll have another PvP season. I mean, I don't even know how many PvP seasons we're gonna have. We are gonna have patch 7.3 with Argus, and hopefully this event will be around by then, because by then this will at least be definitely easy and definitely accomplishable, because I can't see myself accomplishing this in anywhere in the near future until the tier raid comes out, and or if I get a little bit better PvP gear through PvP and maybe get like 900 item level fully decked out, then I think I might be at a point where I'm competitive for this. But this has been super fucking difficult for me, and I'm just struggling left and right. This have been some of my best attempts. Before I never got this boss to a 2-phase, and if you're not aware, this boss has 2 phases. First phase is just the normal phase with the ads. Second phase gets interesting, where it's the same thing, but the boss moves around from the front of the room to the back, to the front to the back, and there's also boulders. So you not only having to manage ads, AoE, cleave, watch your spacing on the ground, trying to disrupt the boss, but now you also have goddamn boulders. It is just a fucking nightmare, but it's such a good nightmare at the same time. And yeah, I think I've said my piece on this fight altogether. It's such a difficult fight. I've had so many attempts on this so far. I don't know if I can continue doing these attempts, because I feel like this will actually be really bad for my health, because I could spend all night doing this over and over and over, and I feel like I'll actually eventually go crazy. But hopefully you guys are having better luck than I am for the Outlaw Rogue weapon. I might actually give a chance for Assassination weapon and Subtlety weapon, because I heard those are 10 times easier than whatever the hell Outlaw Rogue has to deal with. I'm down with some challenge, but holy crap, if I can at least achieve something achievable here instead of the Outlaw Rogue nightmare that I got going on, then maybe I might just not lose my head over this. But anyway guys, thanks so much for watching. Hope you enjoyed. Let me know what you think about the challenges down in the comments below, and I'll see you guys in the next video.